In our fall collection with Target, we have developed this really rich color palette, from deep reds and olive greens to golden yellows, and of course, brown tones for fall. And that is in our textiles, and they mix and match together really seamlessly. But we've also carried that color palette into the decorative accents as well. So you have artwork that incorporates those tones, as well as the candle vessels, the candles themselves, the faux greenery, and even this cute little lamp.
You've seen the collection, and now I'm excited to take you on location to our fall photo shoot with Target so you can see the pieces styled. Space planning is the first step in creating a really great living room look. And I think that the most important part of space planning is determining your central focus. This room actually has a fireplace when you first walk in that is the focal point. However, we couldn't orient the furniture all facing the fireplace because we have two living rooms that open up to each other. So we had to get creative. Always lay your rug as the central kind of like grounding area for all of your furniture to be placed on and around. So we centered the rug on the fireplace, but then we also centered it on the window here. So we could place our ottoman and our sofa and then build the living room arrangement out from there. I always say pick your biggest pieces first because one, they are typically the biggest investments that you'll make, but also once you have those pieces selected, then it's easier to build out with smaller pieces surrounding them. So we have a classic sofa, and then we have this ottoman here, and they are all brought together with this really beautiful rug. I love that this rug has some cool blues and then some browns and then just this interesting paisley pattern. You can see really ties in all of the colors that we have used in this living room look. When you have a fireplace and additional room in front of it to place furniture, I like to select a bench or a pair of ottomans because one, it provides additional seating, but two, it's low enough that you still get a great view and you can feel the warmth from the fireplace. In this living room, we don't have a ton of square footage, but you see that we did pull the sofa away from the window and placed a console table behind the sofa. And this just allows us to create extra surfaces for us to style and add personality into the space instead of pushing everything up against the wall or the windows in this case. And then you can see we were able to add in like all of these beautiful things that add height and color and interest. We have these awesome hurricanes that we launched with these cute twisted taper candles, and then we have some marble accents throughout the space. On the ottoman here, this is another great example. Give yourself additional surfaces to style. So ottoman, yes, great choice for families. They're comfortable to put your feet up, but I love to be able to add a tray to that ottoman so that I can give myself additional surface, one for like storing remotes or coffee table books, but also it gives me a place to just add additional like a beautiful vase or an object, which just adds more interest to your room. I just want to point out how great this tray is. The dark weave on it is great, but then you'll see that there's like this leather wrap detail on the handles, and it's just beautiful, and I could place this in so many different applications. One, on a coffee table, yes, but I could put it on a dining table if I wanted to store, napkins and plates together. It's a great serving tray as well. Over in this corner here, we have this great accent chair at an angle. This allows us to create a conversation grouping with the living room, but it also allows us to have a good pathway into the living room and around to the other living space next door. When you are wanting to dabble in the world of having pattern on an upholstery piece, this is a great way to do it because stripes go with everything, and a neutral stripe adds interest, but it's not going to overpower all of your other existing selections in your home. We designed this to have this really cute flange detail on the cushions, and see the stitching on the stripe. It's just really, really detail oriented and thoughtful, from the shapeliness of the arms to the cushion details. I also love the piece that we just launched that's paired next to it, and that is this accent table with the marble base. It is true marble, and it has this incredible color and veining throughout, and I love that it has some warmth. It is not your standard white marble. It has interest and pairs really well with all of the other selections that we have in the room.
So in this living room, we had a few considerations when we were designing. So one, we had wall-to-wall built-ins and an asymmetrical window, and then also it is connected to a living room right next to it, so we wanted to make sure that everything worked together. So let's start with the built-ins. We have wall-to-wall built-ins. They're beautiful, but it is a lot to fill. So I think that there are a few things I wanted to point out, and one is that we evenly spaced the books and the decor throughout. So this gives us balance, and it gives your eye a little bit of a break between all of the books and the objects. It's just nice to have that even spacing. I always say that you can fill at least one row or an area with baskets to help, just reduce the amount of styling. And it also is helpful to have baskets and styling because it fills up each shelf really nicely without just adding like a lot of little things together. When we were laying out this living room, we wanted to be able to like walk in really easily through the passageway between the two living rooms. And so this arrangement allowed us to open up the space, get a decent amount of seating, which is great, but then also allow the bookshelves to really shine. I mentioned that we had an asymmetrical window, and I think this is something that a lot of people are challenged with in their homes, and then they don't know what to do around it. And we didn't have a window centered behind the sofa. It's off to one side, and so I would recommend creating balance but not matching the window shape and size. So we added 3 pieces of artwork here. I think we could have done a stack of 2, just as long as it creates balance, but you're not creating like a twin look to the window, because then it will feel just a little bit off. I think that going for the eclectic look here is the right way to go, and then you can add your personality in whatever way you want. We design all of our Target collections with smaller spaces and versatility in mind. So we were able to pack a lot into the small footprint of these rooms and get plenty of seating and plenty of character and charm. And that is what we are going for in every piece and collection that we design. And also that versatility goes beyond just how and where we place them, but how we're styling them as well. I want each piece to be able to be styled in a way that reflects your own personal style. And you'll see that throughout every single piece that we've designed, that you could take them in a lot of different directions. And I think that the way we styled them here gives you lots of inspiration, but feel empowered to take them and make them your own.